Most people think starting a business is risky, and they're right. But here's what nobody tells you. Most entrepreneurs don't fail because they lack passion. They fail because they choose businesses that are easy to start, but impossible to survive. They chase trends, they follow hype. They build businesses around things people want today, but forget tomorrow. Because some businesses depend on attention. They depend on customers constantly wanting something new. And when the market changes, those businesses disappear. But the strongest businesses are different. They don't need viral marketing. They don't depend on changing trends. They solve problems people cannot ignore. Problems that exist in every economy. Problems that customers will always pay to solve. Today, we're counting down 6 businesses with some of the lowest failure risks. Businesses that ordinary people can start and customers need again and again. And the number one business? It's not glamorous. Most people would probably overlook it, but it has quietly created millionaires for decades. Number 6. Vending machines. When most people see a vending machine, they see a simple snack machine, something sitting in the corner of an office building, maybe making a few dollars every day. But successful vending operators see something completely different. They see hundreds of tiny automated stores. The machine is the asset, the location is the real estate, and customer traffic is the opportunity. The biggest mistake beginners make is focusing only on what they sell. Successful operators focus on where they sell. A vending machine inside a busy factory, a hospital, a university, or an apartment complex can create predictable income because customers are already there. The machine does not need employees. It does not need a large building. It does not require a huge inventory. And that is the power of simple assets. One vending machine probably will not change your life, but dozens or hundreds can become a real business. The lesson is simple. Small assets become powerful when they are multiplied. Number 5. Laundromats. Laundromats might be one of the most boring businesses in America. Nobody grows up dreaming about owning a laundromat, but that is exactly why they are interesting. Because boring businesses often solve permanent problems. People need clean clothes every week, every month, every year. No matter what happens in the economy, during good times, people do laundry. During recessions, people may cut luxury spending, but basic services often remain necessary. The smartest laundromat owners understand something important. They are not just selling washing machines, they are selling convenience. The best locations, the newest equipment, the cleanest environment, the easiest customer experience. These are the things that separate average businesses from successful ones. They don't try to create a revolutionary idea. They simply build a better version of something people already need. And that is a lesson wealthy entrepreneurs understand. You don't always need a new idea. Sometimes, you just need better execution. Number 4. Trucking. Every product you buy, every package delivered to your door, and almost everything sitting on a store shelf, at some point, moved on a truck. Transportation is the invisible engine behind the economy, and that is why trucking has created so many successful entrepreneurs. But most people misunderstand this business. They think trucking is about owning a truck. It is not. The truck is only the tool. The real business is the system behind it. Many successful transportation companies started with something simple: one person, one truck, and one customer. At first, the owner does everything. They drive, they deliver, they solve problems. But eventually, successful owners make a transition. They stop thinking like drivers, and they start thinking like operators. They hire people, they build relationships, they negotiate contracts, they create systems. Because a job depends on your personal effort, but a business creates value beyond your own time. That is why the biggest trucking companies are not built by people who simply own vehicles. They are built by people who understand systems. Number 3. Rental properties. For generations, real estate has created millionaires. But the reason is not simply because houses become more expensive. That is only part of the story. The real power of real estate is ownership. A rental property is not just a building, it is a business. Someone else pays to use an asset you own. Over time, rent can increase, debt can decrease, and ownership can compound. One property can become 2. 2 properties can become a portfolio, and a portfolio can create financial freedom. But successful investors understand something beginners often miss. They are not just buying houses, they are building systems. They analyze locations, they manage expenses, they improve properties, they optimize cash flow. The property itself is only the asset. The business behind the asset creates the wealth. That is why wealthy people often view real estate differently. They don't just see a place to live, they see an income-producing machine. Number 2. Healthcare support services. One trend is impossible to ignore. People are getting older, and as populations age, the demand for healthcare services continues to grow. But here is what many people misunderstand. You do not need to become a doctor to build a healthcare business. The healthcare industry needs thousands of supporting businesses. Home care services, medical transportation, healthcare staffing, administrative support, patient services. These businesses solve problems that will not disappear, because people will always need care. And unlike many industries, healthcare demand is not based on trends, it is based on reality. The biggest advantage in healthcare is trust. Families are not searching for the cheapest option. They want someone reliable, someone responsible, someone they can trust. And businesses built on trust often survive for decades. The strongest businesses usually follow one simple rule: build around a problem that cannot disappear. At this point, you might notice something interesting. None of these businesses sound glamorous. Nobody goes viral saying, "My healthcare business changed my life." But quietly, thousands of ordinary entrepreneurs are building extraordinary wealth through businesses most people ignore. Because wealth is rarely built from attention, it is built from usefulness. And the number one business follows this principle better than almost any other. Number 1. Specialized repair businesses. Some of the strongest businesses in America are built around problems people cannot ignore. Think about what happens when something important breaks. A restaurant refrigerator stops working. Every hour it stays broken, the owner loses money. A building has a serious plumbing problem. It cannot wait. A factory machine fails. Production stops. In these moments, customers are not looking for the cheapest option. They are looking for someone they can trust. That is why specialized repair businesses can become incredibly valuable. HVAC services, industrial maintenance, equipment repair, electrical systems, pest control. These businesses are powerful because they solve urgent problems, and urgent problems create demand. Consider a typical HVAC business owner. They might start with one service van, basic tools, and a small group of local customers. At the beginning, the owner may answer calls, diagnose problems, and complete repairs personally. But over time, something changes. They build a reputation. Customers start recommending them. Property managers begin calling them regularly. Small commercial clients sign maintenance agreements. Eventually, the business is no longer just about fixing air conditioners or heating systems. It becomes a service network. The owner hires technicians, creates scheduling systems, builds recurring maintenance plans, and turns individual repair jobs into predictable revenue. The same pattern appears across many repair industries. A plumbing company can start with one person and grow into a team serving hundreds of customers. An equipment repair company can become essential to local factories. An electrical contractor can build long-term relationships with businesses that need reliable service. The key difference is this: a technician solves today's problem. A business owner builds a system that solves problems for years. That is why some of the most successful entrepreneurs are not building the newest technology. They are building businesses around problems people will always have. After looking at these 6 businesses, a pattern becomes clear. The strongest businesses are not always the newest. They are not always the most exciting. They are businesses built around permanent human needs. People will always need repairs. People will always need healthcare. People will always need transportation. People will always need clean clothes. People will always need places to live. The businesses that survive are usually built on one simple idea: be useful. Because trends disappear, technology changes, Markets rise and fall. But human needs remain. And that is why boring businesses often create extraordinary wealth. So if you were starting from zero today, which business would you choose? A boring business with predictable demand, or a risky idea chasing the next big trend? Share your answer in the comments. Thanks for watching. At John Ma Wealth, we explore timeless ideas about money, investing, and building lasting wealth. If you found this video valuable, a like helps more people discover this video. And if you're serious about building lasting wealth, subscribe. Until next time, keep learning, keep investing, and keep building.